by 2XU. Lane number 1, you see St. Peter's College. Lane number 2 is Aquinas. Lane number 3 is Tauranga Boys. Lane 4 is St. Peter's. Lane 5 is St. Paul's Collegiate. Lane number 6 is Mount Albert Grammar. Lane number 7 is Westlake. And lane number 8 is Whanganui Collegiate. Number 2. We've got the white flag on the A final, ready to go. The under-17 Coxed 4A final. Flashing light, the roll call. So you're looking at the two big red boats in the middle, flanked either side. This looks like a North Island go here. This looks like a real North Island go here. You've got the two big black boats of red and black boats of Hamilton Boys in the middle. You've got Westlake on the inside, Auckland Grammar on the outside, and they're off. They're underway, and the boys under 17 Coxed 4. Yep, the two Hamilton Boys boats, and I'll tell you what, they'll be keying off each other, those two Hamilton Boys boats. And their number 2 crew, and you wouldn't say it's either way. It's Finlay Della, it's Cameron Steedman, Jack Clough, Johan Pio, Ryan Slights of Cox. Then, have a look at this, Matthew Hanford, Ruben Houghton, Lucas Clark, Cody Abraham. Interesting here, in the boys high number 1 boat, Matthew Della's the Cox, and the boys high number 2 boat, the the bowman is Finlay Della, brothers. So let's see, there'll be a brotherly rivalry here, youngest brother versus oldest brother. Who's going out first? I think you'll find it's the boys, it's Hamilton Boys number 1. Hamilton Boys number 1 will be the early leaders. And I'd say it's back into their second crew in lane number 4. Ham boys. Then I'd say maybe, what are you saying, Westlake on the inside? Yeah, Westlake lying third. Possibly go out again to Auckland Grammar, maybe, or go into lane number 2, St. John's or Hamilton. There you go, a couple of brothers in there, Zachary Stevens and Ben Stevens. There you go, all the while, we'll just have a look on this A final. It's St. Peter's and then Mount Albert and St. Paul's Collegiate. That's the way they're finishing there. But back to this A final, my word, have a look at this Hamilton Boys number 1 crew. They're streeting it. Hamilton Boys number 1, they're streeting out here. They've got a boat length on their number 2 crew already. All the while, give them a big hand down here, guys. People, St. Peter's, they come down and win the B final, and second, St. Paul's Collegiate. St. Paul's Collegiate over Mount Albert Grammar. Back to the A final. It's still Hamilton Boys number 1 over their number 2 crew on the inside there. Then I think you've got to go back into Westlake, and then I'd probably jump into lane number 2 and say it's St. John's of Hamilton. They're probably up there too. Come out to Auckland Grammar. Come out to Auckland Grammar on the outside of Hamilton Boys down here and out there in lane number 6 rather. Who's next? Well, Collegiate are still there on the outside. No one's really thrown the towel in yet. Otago Boys, the Seoul South Island representative in there in lane 8. Can't see them getting much of the pie here though, because it's Hamilton Boys number 1, clear water, going out to a length and a half over Hamilton Boys number 2. You can't even see Hamilton Boys number 1 on the screen. All you see is Hamilton Boys 2, inside of them, Westlake, inside of them, St. John's of Hamilton still there, on the outside of Hamilton Boys number 1, you've got the yellow Auckland Grammar boat, then go out to Collegiate and Otago Boys on the outside. Well, I tell you what, this is really turning into a Hamilton Boys Quinella here. It's Hamilton Boys number 1, Hamilton Boys number 2, Westlake, and I think, my word, early days, but I'd say you're going to get at least 2 Hamilton Boys on the podium there. You'll get the 2 boys. Which colours? They're going to get gold. I can tell you that now. Write it down your book, and if you tell anyone I said so, because that's written down and it's franked in gold here. Hamilton Boys are going to win this, and they're still 12.50 out. And Hamilton Boys number 2, they're second. Hamilton Boys have gone out to 2 lengths over their second crew. Hamilton Boys, they've got half a boat length on Westlake on the inside. Come back in here. Now, Auckland Grammar are starting to make a move here. Auckland Grammar are starting to go up here on Westlake on their inside, and then on their outside is Whanganui Collegiate. Not much between Grammar and Whanganui Collegiate on the outside, but all the action here is for the front. In the front, All Hamilton boys, 2 or 3 lengths I've got, and now here's Westlake having a go at Hamilton boys number 2. Not much in it, there's only 1 seat in it here. Look at Westlake moving up all the time on Hamilton boys number 2 now. It's Westlake, Westlake have gone and they've put their nose in front of Hamilton boys number 2. What have Hamilton boys number 2 got to respond? Because they're in 3rd now. Westlake on the outside, they've gone to 2nd. Hamilton boys number 3, they're 3rd, but it's all Hamilton boys 1. Can Auckland Grammar push up there somewhere and get a piece of the pie here? Not at the moment. Oh no, it's a 3-horse race, no doubt about it. Who's gold? Well, we know who's gold, who's bronze, who's silver. At the moment, you've got to give it to Westlake in 2nd, Hamilton boys 3rd, Auckland Grammar still there maybe, St John's giving plenty on the inside, they won't be last. You can probably start to discount now down on the inside, Scots College and Otago boys on the far side, lanes 1 and 8, as you'd expect, drop off the pace. All Hamilton boys in front though, and this is a real good precursor here.
It's going to be a cracker time, mate. They are rating 38 and they have been up 37, 38 all the way, and it's got a light tailwind. It's going to be an absolute superb time from this Hamilton boys crew. They are really, really caning it. They're not backing off.
And let's see what they've got at the finish too, Tim, because they're really putting in the big ones here. Cox Matthew Della, he's telling them we're not easing off this one little bit, boys, because my brother's in the next boat and he's not getting any of this prize money. So there you go, Matthew Della in the number 1 Hamilton boys boat. He's leading them home now. Stroking that boat is Kobe Abrahamson, and Tim's got the watch on him again.
It's still 38.
Yeah, still rating it 38 there in the top boat there. Westlake definitely in front in 2nd place here. They've rode over the top of Hamilton boys 2 rather. Can they stay in front? Because you look at Auckland Grammar on the outside. Yeah, gone 39 now. Look at Auckland Grammar on the outside and look at Wanganui Collegiate coming home. They want a piece of the pie as well. So it's no doubt about it. Hamilton boys out in front. Westlake, they're lying 2nd. Look at the Wanganui Collegiate. Can they get into the money on the far side? It's Hamilton boys. It's Westlake. It's Hamilton boys. Then you go to Collegiate. Then you go back out to Auckland Grammar. Who's going to be here for the Miners? No doubt about your leader here, and it's Hamilton boys coming down to the lead once again. Once again, a masterclass in rowing here by this Hamilton boys under 17-4. They're going away. Have a look at them. As Tim said, it's been a cracker of a time. Who's 2nd and 3rd? Westlake in the box seat down here on the inside, but then 3rd. Can Hamilton boys stand in? Hamilton 38, Westlake 39. Hamilton boys come down. They got 30 metres to go now. Hamilton boys stand up and give them a cheer. The race is on for the bronze medal. Wanganui Collegiate the far side. Hamilton boys number 2 trying to hold on. Hamilton boys give them a big cheer as they come across. Hamilton boys win it. Westlake are going to be 2nd. Who's going to be 3rd? Hamilton boys still holding on, and they get there. Hamilton boys number 2, they get 3rd. Brave effort, Wanganui Collegiate on the outside, and Auckland Grammar came home in 5th spot. Great race there. Hamilton boys 1 and 3, but there was no race in it that first place. Westlake were up behind most of the race on Hamilton boys number 2. They put their foot down with about 400 to go and went straight past Hamilton boys number 2 in about 10 strokes. And then it was Hamilton boys number 2 had to hold on over the fast finishing Wanganui Collegiate on the far side.
Right, we are going to present the medals now for the boys under 17 Coxed 4. This event is proudly sponsored by 2XU, but we are proud to have all the way from Twizel from Lake Ruataniwha from South Island Rowing, the manager of the Ruataniwha rowing course, where we all will be at this time next year, and we greatly look forward to that. Trevor Wilson, thank you for coming all this way and for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you next year because we love being in the South Island. Let's present the winner of the bronze medal for the boys under 17 Coxed 4, Hamilton Boys High 2. In this crew, Finley Della, Cameron Steedman, Jack Clough, Johan Pio and coxswain Ryan Slight. This crew is coached by Don Barron and Bruce Holden. The time for this crew, 6:38.14. One for Cox and Ryan. And one for Don Barron. Bronze medal winners, Hamilton Boys High. The winners of the silver medal for the under-17 Coxed for Westlake Boys High. This crew's made up of James Brake, Mitchell Hazelhurst, Hugo Verdonk, Matthew Barry and Cox and Ben Adkins. They are coached by Mike Stanley. Time for Westlake, 6:34.71. Silver medal now for Ben. And one for Mike. Silver medal winners, Westlake Boys. And now the Aon Secondary School Rowing Champs, Boys Under 17 Coxed 4 Champions for 2015, Hamilton Boys High. Congratulations Matthew Handford, Reuben Houghton, Lucas Clark, Kobe Abrahamson and Coxon Matthew Della. Time for Boys High, 6:30.71. This crew is also coached by Don Barron and Bruce Holden. Gold medal for Matthew Della and coach Bruce Holden. Winners t-shirts for the crew there. Just about got one, boys. And we are proud now to hand over the trophy, the RJ Hampton Memorial Shield, to Hamilton Boys High. Well done.